taking every toy and the siblings crying, tearing things off the walls, dumping out 20 buckets of toys. What if there's a student that's just maybe not right for your preschool? What do you do about that, right? Hey, Becky asked, how do you enroll children, and is there a screening process? Like, what if there's a student that's just maybe not right for your preschool? What do you do about that, right? Absolutely, there is a screening process, and what I call it is my tour. So if you've gone through the perfect sign-up formula or you've gone through my process, if you've ever gone through my preschool, you kind of know there's a certain flow that I have to things, right? Number one is I put out all my marketing that tells everybody all about us. They would need to know our tuition prices, our class times, our unique selling points, where we're located, all these different things. They need to know that, just so that when they actually get me on the phone call, they're ready to say, whoa, like this all sounds great, it works with my budget, I'm ready to go. I just need to confirm that everything's good and there's maybe a spot and I can get to know this person a little bit better. So after the marketing goes out, then of course they jump on the phone call with me to reserve their spot and take a tour. And on that phone call, again, I confirm that they know everything about us and I reserve the spot for them. And then I say, let's go ahead and take a tour so we can make sure that, we're a good fit for both of us, right? And I do say at the end of the tour, I will ask you, would you like Johnny to come to our preschool? If so, that's when we have you fill out a registration form and we collect the $50 registration fee. And that just obviously sets the tone to figuring out that, at that tour, I'm literally coming to sign up, right? So I've walked them through this whole process, but at the tour, this is the key part that Becky is really asking, is there the screening process? What do you do if that kiddo's not ready? So what is a tour like? Okay, it's a 25-minute experience where I literally walk the parents, and it's actually not like let me walk you around my classroom. I walk them through what it feels like to be in our preschool for 9 months or 10 months, okay? It's more about the experience that they're gonna have with us. Yeah, it's a little bit like, hey, yeah, we're CPR First Aid certified. Yes, our teachers have 5 to 20 years of preschool teaching experience. All of our teachers have associate or bachelor degrees in early childhood education, and it's telling our story about our preschool. All of this stuff is obviously in the perfect sign-up formula, but it's taking them through this journey. So I literally pull out a calendar and I'll say, in this calendar, and I start in August and September and all the different activities and events that we do, just so they can get like this overall view of what is going on in our school, so they can feel like, holy cow, this is a family premier experience. Whoa, this is way more than just preschool, right? But meanwhile, as I'm talking, and I've got this tour rehearsed, literally, I could say it in my sleep, I've done it over 1,000 times. As I'm speaking this tour, my eyes are connecting with the family, but they're also watching what's going on behind them. So I do have the families come over with their children. I say, yeah, please bring your child and any other family members you have. I don't want them to have to get daycare or anything. And then, so they come in and the parents sit across from me and I'm going through my spiel, right? Because I've got control of the tour, but then I'm watching the child interact with the room. And this is my screening process, Becky. So when I'm watching them interact with the room, I'm looking to see, okay, are they tearing things off the walls? Are they dumping out 20 buckets of toys? That's literally what I'm looking for right now. Are they throwing fits because something didn't work? Or their siblings there and they're just taking every toy and the siblings crying? Or how are the parents interacting with the child? I'm looking at all of this going on. The parents don't really know this, but it is a screening process for me. 9 times out of 10, the kiddo's fine, Yes, I get it. He's going to dump out a box or 2 of toys. Or yes, he's super interested in what we have on the walls. But when the kiddo is like destructive in the room, that's my cue to say this child actually isn't ready for preschool yet. But let's definitely consider us for next school year, and we can go from there. So I always use the words, it seems like your child is, maybe a little bit too early for preschool. So do you see the words there? A little bit too early for preschool. Now that works great if they're 3 years old, right? But what about if they're 4? Hey, let's take a quick second here. I wanted to ask you, how are you doing? I mean, it's exciting to start a preschool, but are you feeling kind of alone? Is there anyone that you have to talk to about these exciting ideas, or even some of your fears or some of your questions, right? Do you have a notebook full of questions? I bet you do. How would you love to be surrounded by myself and hundreds of successful preschool owners on the same journey as you're on, starting, running, and growing your preschool? I'd like to invite you to our Preschool All-Stars. It's an exclusive membership community where that's honestly the only place that I hang out online. And we're there to support you, cheerlead you on, and answer all of your questions. Truly, you will never be alone inside of Preschool All-Stars. You'll also have access to our exclusive, extensive library of done-for-you files, step-by-step video trainings, and all of my systems. I can't wait for you to jump in. Just click the link in the description or go to preschoolalstars.com, and I can't wait for you to join us so that you'll never feel alone again. Well, if they're 4, it usually almost never happens. Usually what you'll see with a 4-year-old, because those behaviors are very much like more of a 3-year-old behavior, the 4-year-olds you usually don't find out until actually they're in the classroom with other children. That's usually when you'll find out that a 4-year-old might be having destructive behaviors or, you know, difficulties with other children. And in those situations, it's a huge partnership with the families, trying to make sure like, hey, these are the behaviors I'm seeing in class. Are you seeing these at home too? And you're starting the dialogue with the parents. You're being able to say, okay, this is our goal for him when he comes here, or her. Let's partner at home to figure out how we can do this together. If in the situation where I'm just like, whoa, like I can't even imagine a preschool classroom with this kiddo, I do say it looks like your child might be a little bit too early for preschool, but let's definitely, you've been through our tour. You know, I can absolutely take your name down, and you know, next fall, let's revisit this again. Just because our preschool classroom, there is, you know, a lot of teacher-directed activities. We want to make sure that they're successful. So things like that, right? I'll kind of have those conversations. It's very rare, though, that I actually turn a child away during the tour. Like I said, it's probably more like 99 out of 100 actually, because they've gone through the screening process. They know it's ages 3 to 5. They're potty trained. Usually potty trained, you know, kiddos, they're kind of on target with their development at that point if they're 3 and potty trained. You see what I'm saying? And so usually the other behaviors are right there as well, that are good behaviors, and they're able to, you know, handle a preschool environment. So that's my suggestion. Definitely do the tour, Becky. I think that'll definitely help you, and hope this has been helpful to you. Don't forget to subscribe and like if you guys love this video. Share it with your friends. And what I would love for you to do is right below, please comment any experience that you've had where you've had to be on this experience of like, let's see if we're a good fit for each other, okay? Have you ever had that experience where you actually had to clue into somebody that maybe we're not the right fit? Okay, was it a gym? They usually let almost anybody in. Was it a childcare that you were trying to have your child go when you had to go back to work? Or what experience was it that you had to basically, you know, you were being interviewed also, just like you were interviewing them? Because that's basically what we do, is when we're on that phone, we say, hey, just so you know, we're gonna have you come over for the tour, make sure we're a good fit. Like, it goes both ways. You might be interviewing me to make sure I'm a good preschool, but I'm likewise interviewing your family. So comment below. Thanks so much. I hope that's been super helpful for you. Becky, thanks so much for your question. You basically, okay, gotta restart.